Good day, Tamers. Agita Swiftly here once again for your listening and viewing pleasure. Love my hat. So, when we saw the balance come down, I said for the first thing is value has to spread. Now, that doesn't necessarily always mean the same thing as in value can't be found within the set, but because we know there's a limit on some of these cards, their value instantly just gets decreased, while other cards have to then prop up the set. Now, we're nearly a week into this now. This is being recorded on the 25th of January, so it's the Thursday, nearly a full week after. Prices are starting to settle, but there are still a few upsets, and we'll go over that in a second. The biggest thing I want to take away from all this here is that we actually have a buyout already over here, and from what I hear, it's very similar over in America. Oh boy. So, over here, as you can see here, prices seem to be somewhat normal. The secrets are keeping to like the 30, which is what we kind of used to these days, besides some of the very impactful secrets like Ruin Mode or Defx. Very good generic in there, Defx amazingly generic, you can go in any deck really. And Ruin going in both yellow and purple as a very effective defensive card. Fang, Nova, Fang, these are cards that are very specific to two decks. Divas, which haven't got any more support from what I can see in the next few sets, maybe towards the end of the year, and Grace Nova, that had a bit of controversy earlier in the month, end of last month, but has two good pieces to go into it in BT16, and makes the deck ridiculously strong. So, these are having to prop up the set. Besides these, obviously we have the very beautiful English only art done by that wonderful Transformer artist, and then we have the Hyper Colosseum alternate art, which I wish was like £200 less. That's just me. And then, because as we said before, you're having to prop up the set with different things, the alternates for Dianamon are just ridiculously expensive, to where like normally you see alternate arts normally by this point are normally down like lower than 15 sometimes, because people just want to rip boxes, get them out, get things out. Value is very weirdly low. X-Body Protoform had like a massive price point at one point. I think it was like in the 30s, and now you're looking at averaging between 22ish. These have come down quite a few. I knew that Athena's had these for around about 32, 35ish at the end of last week. So that's generally where I buy a lot of my stuff from if I can. Keep the same people. If they treat you well, they treat you good. Metal, on the other hand, has gone down fairly well. It was around about the 25, 26 mark over the weekend, and is now going down to 16. Obviously, it's kind of on a time limit to how good the deck is specifically for this. But when you get back to BT 15, you do get the whole messing with blue and purple again, and having X-antibody as a very good control card. It's going to be seeing a lot of play in the future. A lot of people have said like they've practiced over the weekend, even in like the half deck, and they've just said it performs like ridiculously well, which I think we already knew. Animal Crossing, we have Levy alternate art, saying he's going for 18. These are more like 20 plus. Grab yours while you can. So this is kind of the price range, looking at 22ish. These will go up. That's what I'm going to say. These are going to go up very quickly. And the reason I'm going to say grab your alt-arts instead of grabbing your base ones is because these are sitting around about the 13 to 15. Over the weekend, these were roughly this price. They were around about the 7 to 6 mark. And then, for whatever reason, overnight they went from this, and then they spiked up until 15, 17, 20s, 26s. It's a good card. But it's basically having to do the shifting of processes. Because it's a good card, and we know it's a good card, and it has a lot of good play in the future, has non-play on when digivolving, it messes around with a lot of decks that generally say, hey, I want you to suffer in peace, and it's like, I don't care. It also gets support in the next couple of sets. Next set it gets the X-antibody line, and then in BT60 I think it gets a few more pieces, which I think are also X-antibody line stuff. And this is where value seems to be swinging. I think it's also happening in America as well, where I've heard Levy was like $6, $7 over the weekend, and now they're looking like towards 20. Pick up your copies where you can, do trades, whatever you can do, because the value has to be moved around. Luna's like super cheap in comparison. The Ace alt arts are also like really cheap, even though the other deck is very good. My Teamer, very good card. Even these are going down in price. If you want to play like vaccine control in like a different variety or style, I recommend picking these up. They are very good. It gets to a point where your opponent just can't swing you unless they can get rid of this card specifically. And yeah, just going through things. Even some of the normal SRs in this set are very expensive. Mercury, very unique deck, but yes, super cheap. Even Metal Airmon at one point, these cards were going for like 10 each, and they've come down now to like 4s, which I think is more of a respectable sort of price point. 4s, 5s, 6s. I do see these possibly come back up towards 10 if we do see more action from our Metal Monkey Man. The other thing I want to talk about here is promo prices. We know that Saberdramon's getting reprinted. We know that like Dracomon's getting reprinted. But Zubamon, so I think it's 90 to 96 is getting reprinted, but 97, 8, 9, 10, well 100, 101, 102, they're not getting reprinted. So Etamon's not getting reprinted as far as I'm aware. Bastet is. Seadra isn't. Destro is. And Kuagu isn't. But if you look at the price of these promos, and this is going to be an issue we're going to have, I think, for a while now. Saber, minimum price currently is, let's say, with postage, £15, and then it just goes up, and up, and up. They up a lot, and up, and up, and up. And this is the issue. People know this is a really good card. This is probably like the best promo card we've had for a long time. Probably since Yukamon. Yukamon's probably like in the same realm of like very good promo card. People know it's a good promo card. Lucky for us though, it's getting reprinted in the additional TP sets. If you have a locals and you play, ask them to get them in. If they can get them in, hold on to your cards, because I can see this going for a lot of money in the near future. Look after yourselves. Zubamon isn't getting a reprint in the next set. Maybe if we're lucky, the April till June. It's April? Or May? June? April till July maybe. Maybe they'll reprint these ones then. Zubamon isn't particularly good, even in the new stuff that we've seen coming out, because it doesn't have the effect from the Tamer, triggering it constantly, so you know we can't do the generate loop anymore. But even so, people are still trying to sell these for like 14s, 15s. Again, value has to change, value has to move. Luckily for us, the Dracos have gone down in price. If you are looking to play the tier 75 Exa deck, go for it. It's a really good card, to be fair. It makes the deck actually quite strong quite quickly, even though you are having to throw down like big numbers early. Unless you're playing like against Security Control, generally you're going to get away with it. This Etamon, a lot of people have said like how terrible it was, and then the fact you had a chance to play with it and said actually it's pretty good because it's 99. It's not on the promo list as far as I'm aware getting reprinted. Bastetmon, again, she has her place in like the Animal Beast decks. Same with the Mariah from BT13 that I say like pick up if you need things like this, especially like pre-release, because it was like pennies at the time. Seadramon, very good card. These were going for 6s, as you can see. They've already been bought back out to like basically 20 quid. Very good in the Sea Animal deck. It gives things rush. The deck should be doing well. Deck will be doing good. Even as like a rogue contender, it's very good. Justrudo, super cheap at the moment. I think it is on the reprint list for things to go as well. If you are a fan of Galactimon, pick him up. Galactimon's even the alt art's currently still low, but they could be going up soon. Kuagu, I generally like this card. I think you can see play in an insect deck, but we are getting some good insect cards coming in the future. And then again, as we were saying here, like prices are having to shift around just to make things worthwhile. Even the eggs are basically worth a lot of money. They were a few days ago. They are starting to come down, which is good. See my Tamer, see Metal, see X, and then Dimension or Phase, which is like the Dimensional Phase is like such a cursed set, not in a bad way, just because there's so much value in this set because it seems to have all just disappeared. Like Rena's first secret trainers, Tamers, £45 for the alt art, 36 plus for the standard. You know, this is one of those cards that just that will hopefully at some point get a reprint, maybe in LMO Secret Pack 4, whatever it is. But yeah, you're looking like for the basic art, you're looking like 45 plus now for this deck, and then for the alt art, you're looking at 45 to 50 to whatever you want to pay for them. Akio, such a good card in the upcoming deck. I did mention buying these when they were £5 each. They were £5 at one point for a long time, till like BT BT13, maybe BT14. I think when Save Drum came out, a lot of people thought to pick them up when they could. But yeah, you're looking at like 24-ish here probably, and then you're going into the 30s. Pick up your rares, or if you really want to, pick up your pre-release ones. If you haven't got these now, the deck is fun, but it's not like really topping or anything like that. Grab yourself a pre-release and, you know, don't hurt yourself. Mirrors, on the other hand, the Ultimate Mirrors are doing very well in terms of prices. To be fair, this is the same situation where, you know, boxes are hard to get hold of, and they're just going to Waifu Tax as well. Very nice looking card. Very good coming up in the next set as well. We do have access to at least an Angie Woman. And I don't think we've seen Lady Devimon yet. We should get Lady Devimon if we haven't seen it already. My brain's just turning off because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting up in like 3 hours. And then even the basic SRs are now still worth a little bit of money. To be fair, an SR Tamer and a Secret Red Tamers both will hold value just because of what they are. If they ever get reprinted or they get an alternate art form, I think that's the only way to sort of really get around these. And then Angie Woman, because it's a very good card. I'm very lucky to have my playset. I got lucky I pulled 2 and bought 1 when they were super cheap. But yeah, you're looking at least 35 plus at this point now. And it's one of the best cards in the deck. It's also very good in the Angels only deck as well as well as its own Master archetype. But there we go, Tamers. That's all we really have for today. EX5, shifting values. Levy are doing very well in like pre-testing for things. I do see it being one of the big decks currently at the NA finals, which is a day away at this point, I think. And then people kind of dropping Anubis because they don't want to pick them up and spend a lot of money for nothing really. And then same for Metal Garurumon. I think people are kind of scared, like throwing money into the set and then walking away with not a lot. Obviously, the top end is still there. It's just the lower end that sort of like gets kicked out from the bottom. And that's what we see here. I do think when we get to BT 15, that's going to be the next time we have to have a look at like how to shift up the values. Obviously, the secret rares were holding up a lot of the value for BT 15, and I think it's going to trickle down maybe to the Tamers, maybe to the rookies again, just to try and pick up value. But yeah, hopefully this was interesting to you guys to see, as well as the fact that some of those promos are just disappearing, and you're going to be spending a lot of money if you want to get a playset. If you want to play Bird Up, which is going to be a really good deck very soon, you can be paying for it until we start getting access to the TP stuff. So, ciao for now, guys. Mwah. See you soon, and have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye for now.